Tonight, we are going in depth on State Superintendent Lindel Fields' plan to turn around the troubled and politically entrenched Oklahoma State Department of Education. This afternoon, the agency answered multiple questions about the path ahead as they try to get us out of 50th place in education. This afternoon, Fields officially took the oath of office and was sworn in to complete the rest of former State Superintendent Ryan Walters' last 15 months in office. At a closed-door press briefing afterwards, Fields says he's ready to get to work, knows a lot needs to change, and since he's not running for the office, his focus is strictly on students and teachers.
I told the governor, and I'll tell you, I will sprint for 15 months. I plan to sprint for 15 months. My normal way is the tortoise always wins the race, slow and deliberate, but the tortoise is going to have some tennis shoes on for the next 15 months. So that's why I feel like I'm the best. And finally, none of the 15 months is going to be about trying to convince you to vote for me.
Superintendent Fields says there are many answers and resolutions that will be revealed in the coming weeks and months, but the focus through all of this are three things: literacy, career pathways, and getting more and keeping the teachers we have. But he broke everything down into three phases, and they involve you and me. Phase 1 is underway right now. It is his first 10 days in office. It involves opening and reopening lines of communication between multiple groups. That includes with media, families, teachers, school districts, and even within the agency itself, laying out the vision. We expect surveys and town halls. Phase 2 is also happening somewhat right now, and that is rebuilding and reestablishing the relationships that get OSDE back on track, as well as helping districts get access to state and federal resources again. That includes some staff reevaluation and realignment within the agency itself. It is also hearing from districts as to their immediate needs and problems. Phase 3 is 30 to 90 days from now. That is the nitty-gritty of getting into the finances, contracts, and vendors, and overhauling policies and seeing if money is going where it needs to go, and if some things the agency is involved with, like PragerU and contracts with public relations firms to get the superintendent on cable news, are needed. Something that is happening while Phase 2 is underway is the crafting of the Department of Education's budget for the upcoming legislative session. The legislative deadline has been extended because of a change in leadership, but one is needed by the end of the month.
The most accurate way to describe our method right now is trust but verify. We're looking into everything that we can. We're being very objective. We're assuming the best. Obviously, we've got a lot of great employees at the State Department of Education that work very hard, but everything will be reviewed.
Former State Superintendent Ryan Walters tried to pass a budget on his way out the door, but the board refused to do so, saying he did not give them plenty of time to review it. The Walters budget will be reviewed line by line. Keep in mind, Walters wanted to make cuts to his agency this coming year. All aspects of Walters' proposed budget will be scrutinized and changes are expected. Fields' first budget for OSDE will be ready to review by the public on October 15th with a vote later this month. We expect multiple special board meetings to address policies and financing. While all of this is happening, state test scores came in from the previous school year, and they were not good at all. Only fewer than half of all Oklahoma students are considered proficient or above in math, English, and science. OSDE says it knows testing standards are a complete mess right now.
The drop in scores this year are a result of the difference in how proficient is defined. And so there's a lot of communicating still to do on that topic so that everyone can understand what those test scores mean.
73% of third graders scored basic or below basic on the test that covers math, English, and science. Only 27% scored proficient or advanced. Scores were the same for those in 4th through 8th grade. OSDE says today it understands because of an announcement Walters made earlier this year, districts are also confused about what to do about state testing in the future, but an announcement that Fry Walters did not follow state and federal law properly. Please expect more details to come, is what we were told. While it is not at the top of the list, multiple controversial contracts former State Superintendent Ryan Walters entered into with your tax dollars will be scrutinized. The following contracts and agreements will be reviewed in the coming months: As of this hour, country music singer Lee Greenwood is still raising money on behalf of OSDE to buy Trump Bibles for Oklahoma's public schools. PragerU's teacher wokeness test is no longer accessible on OSDE's website, but the test is still live and the contract to provide it is still active. We also know agreements with Precision Outreach and other public relations firms entered into as teacher recruitment tools are also still active. But those PR contracts have primarily been used to get Ryan Walters on cable and national news and to boost his political profile instead. We are also told a full and thorough review of all contracts will happen in the very near future. There are some concerns that some of these contracts will penalize the state in new fines and costs if they are terminated early. One big immediate change you can already see and notice and even hear is that respect for the profession of teaching is returning to the State Department of Education quickly. For years now, Oklahoma teachers have been called every name in the book, and we will not repeat any of that here because a majority of Oklahomans are just exhausted with it and find it to be disgusting. At the end of today's press briefing, teacher morale was addressed, and they want it known it is a new day.
I think the message to teachers is there is hope. There is hope for education in Oklahoma. Superintendent Fields wants them to know that they're a valuable part of this turnaround. We can't do it without them. We need to hear their voices. And for too long, I think they've been ignored. They're the heartbeat of education in the state. And if we are going to turn it around, we need them doing the thing that they do best, which is teaching kids.
Superintendent Fields named teacher recruitment and retaining what we have as a top priority. That includes communicating better with them, making them feel valued, and giving them the tools they need to teach. OSDE says you should already notice and will continue to hear a change in tone in how teachers are viewed by the agency. A team of attorneys are expected to review the multiple lawsuits the Oklahoma State Department of Education is involved in, and it will take some time, and some of these things cannot be resolved quickly. The state social studies standards are currently on hold by order of the Oklahoma State Supreme Court while that lawsuit is pending. There are also active lawsuits about Bible usage and purchases. We know multiple teachers sued OSDE and now former State Superintendent Ryan Walters for targeting their teaching certificates and keeping them out of the classroom even after many of them have been cleared of wrongdoing. OSDE wants to meet with all parties suing and see if resolutions can happen quickly and possibly even out of court. Finally, you parents have a role in this. That's not my opinion. That is what you are being asked to do from our new superintendent. There will be surveys. Fill them out. There will be town halls. Plan to go and speak up and ask questions. Take a look at your screen. Many of you received this letter in your emails yesterday. It was a bit different because most emails from the state superintendent's office in recent years have been loaded with politically charged language and even some promises that never came to be. In his first letter, Superintendent Fields asked that you partner with your schools and teachers. Take an active role in the education of your children. He says, quote, "Every child's success begins at home with families who encourage, support, and believe in them."